Coming up on this episode of Rebel Report, we have an exclusive look on Lindy Lorac's Las Vegas legacy and an outlook on the future of the Lady Rebels.
We will also have a recap of the NFL draft in this week's rundown. This and more coming up on the season finale of Rebel Report.
Welcome to Studio B on the campus of UNLV. This is the Rebel Report. I'm Nick Todorovich.
I'm Jelani Watts. Every week we cover UNLV athletics, the games, the events, the athletes and coaches, along with other major sports in Southern Nevada.
This week for our spring semester finale, we take a deeper dive in some of those stories and the faces behind them. Coach Lindy Lorac has only been at UNLV for 2 seasons, yet she has had an instant impact. I had the chance to talk to her about her legacy here in Las Vegas.
I think I started playing basketball, honestly, at an age probably too young to know what I was doing.
Coach Lindy Lorac's basketball journey started at a young age. Before coaching the Lady Rebels to an NCAA tournament appearance and a Mountain West Conference championship, Lindy began her local basketball legacy at Durango High School, where she set school and Nevada state records in categories such as scoring and three-point shooting. Lindy played hard for every minute on the court at Durango, and she enjoyed every bit of the experience.
I was really familiar with Durango High School. Again, my father had taught and been the coach there on the boys' side for a number of years, so I kind of grew up in the campus and around the team. My own personal high school experience was awesome. I was able to make varsity as a freshman and play with my older sister, who was a year older, so it was great to play with her and have some great teammates. Basketball in the Valley was really, really competitive then, like it is now. And so, we weren't the star-studded team, but, I had a great experience, had great teammates, was able to, score some points and win some games. And, overall, it was really, fruitful and positive.
During Lindy's senior year, she averaged 27 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists with a 4.7 GPA. This dominating play and these amazing grades helped her get a full-ride scholarship to Stanford University, where she played all 4 years for the Cardinals. Lindy was fortunate enough to play in a lot of meaningful NCAA tournament games and learn from one of the greatest NCAA women's coaches of all time, Coach Tara Vanderveer.
Overall, my experience was awesome. Basketball-wise, I had great teammates, sisters that, for life that I still am best friends with. We won a lot of games, which, really helps. We had a great staff and arguably the best coach in basketball history in Tara Vanderveer, so being able to learn and be coached by her.
Coach LaRocque goes into detail on what she really learned from Coach Vanderveer.
Could probably talk for hours on what I've learned from her in different settings. She's just unlike anything or anyone else from a basketball standpoint. She's just a savant. She studies the game more than anyone I've ever been around, watching film, talking with others, sharing ideas. She just continuously tries to learn and be better herself. So as a player, I felt that. I knew that we would be really prepared, that she was going to work as hard as she can for us. So then in turn it motivated us to work as hard as we can for her. And then being able to, coach under her was a totally different lens and perspective. And you really got to see the behind the scenes. And, what I knew and assumed as a player was all real and true. Kind of the same things of being prepared and learning and, taking an interest in me and my development as a young coach and investing in me and helping, in every way that she could. She's really impacted my life in a lot of different ways.
Lindy has used all the knowledge she acquired from Coach Vanderveer to lead the Lady Rebels to a 41-16 record through her first 2 seasons at UNLV. Her style of coaching has influenced the team and brought a winning culture to the Lady Rebel locker room. Mountain West Player of the Year, Desiree Young, was full of praise for her coach.
It's because I just feel like we're all so young, and she's young as a coach too, and it's just like she's really only like 10 years older than all of us, so it's just like we're all, just a big sisterhood, but she's like our real big sister, like a mom figure to us. So just being able to talk to her every day about anything, what we're having in life, what's going on, she just understands all of that, and she's really focused on us, also basketball, but also school, and also bettering our lives after basketball.
Young also admitted that there are times her and her teammates are in awe of Lindy and her basketball career.
Yes, of course, it always makes a difference because it's like we have like glory and history standing, right by us, and it's like Stanford's won many national championships, and for her to be here and just coaching us and pushing us to be, like Stanford or be like one of those big top schools, it's really amazing.
After all, it is no surprise that the ladies are in awe of Coach LaRocque. Her instant impact on the program is enough to make heads turn. In just 2 seasons, LaRocque and her squad made an NCAA tournament appearance and won a Mountain West Conference championship. Both LaRocque and Young are happy with the results so far, but they know this is just the beginning of an era.
And that was one of my goals I set for myself, was just trying to get me and my team just past the Mountain West tournament, because last year we lost first round, and it really took a huge toll on me, and I was just like, I'm coming back hungrier. I'm going to be in the gym every day. I'm going to go pick a ball every single day, no matter who it is. And as a team, I just felt like we had our ups and downs, especially as girls, we're always going through something. So, but I feel like at the end of the day, we all came together and we just all made it work, because we knew that's what we needed to do in order to make it past the Mountain West tournament.
We're really proud of what we've been able to do in the first 2 years, and I think we don't kind of totally rest on that, because if anything, I think we all believe that we're just scratching the surface of what we can really do here at UNLV, and we've shown that we can do it, and so now our job is to do it consistently and to continue to raise the level and raise the standard and expectation, because we have a great school, an incredible city, a great community that's really showing their support for us.
We're all excited to see what kind of program Coach LaRocque can build in the next 5 years.
The Lady Rebels had an amazing season this past season. Here is Kimia Oliver and Jennifer Soto with more from the Lady Rebels.
The Lady Rebels finished their 2021-2022 season with a conference record of 15-3. With that record, the Lady Rebels were able to make the Mountain West playoffs and defeat Colorado State 75-65 to become the Mountain West champions. That win clinched a playoff spot in the NCAA Women's Playoff. The last time the Lady Rebels were a part of the NCAA tournament was in 2002.
For me, I was excited. I played at 2 schools previous to UNLV, so I was super excited. Going into the Mountain West tournament, we knew that if we won that tournament, that we'd clinch our spot into the NCAA tournament. We didn't want to bid or anything, so it was exciting, just knowing that we're automatically going.
Last season, the Lady Rebels are the defending Mountain West champions and have unfinished business going into next season. Unfortunately, the Lady Rebels fell short 72-67 to the University of Arizona Wildcats in the first round, but they plan on coming back stronger than ever. The Lady Rebels only lost one senior, Kayla Rooks, but everyone else is returning to the hardwood.
I'm really confident, and I'm just so eager to play even more and just have the same group of girls come back and just know that we're going to be even better from the previous year and just working harder to get there again.
The UNLV Lady Rebels family is strong. The Lady Rebels have retired a total of 3 numbers. Number 4, Misty Thomas in 1986. Number 50, Pauline Jordan in 1985. And number 13, Lindy Lorac in 2003.
It feels amazing. They welcomed me in with open arms. No one judged me, nothing. And we're all sisters, so yeah.
It means a lot. Obviously, we wanted to come in here and we wanted to do something special, and that was win a championship and set the culture.
Head coach Lindsey Lorac has quickly changed things for the Lady Rebels. UNLV was coming off of back-to-back losing seasons before Lindy took on the team in 2020. During her second year of coaching, she was able to lead her team to a first-place finish in the Mountain West Conference.
I was ecstatic. It was like almost surreal. Like you grow up having all these dreams, thinking that you're going to be in the NCAA tournament, and then it just happened. So it was awesome.
It was really cool to do my freshman year. Like, that was just a huge accomplishment.
I feel like Lindy emphasized over the phone to me, you know, being an upperclassman, that leadership was going to be important. And coming in here, I mean, we're all after one thing. So being a part of the Rebel family, to answer your question, it's special to me.
Thank you, Kimia and Jennifer. Fans are excited to see the Lady Rebels in action in their upcoming season.
The Rebel Girls and Company made history as the first ever co-ed national premier hip-hop team to represent the U.S. The team claimed the 2022 International Cheer Union World Championship in the hip-hop category last month in Orlando, Florida.
The squad won the gold medal ahead of runner-up Team England and third-place finisher Team Mexico.
In this week's rundown, our reporter Connor Torres will be joined by Jacob Teller and Murado Maish, where they will give us a full draft recap.
I'm Jelani Watts.
And I'm Hector Solomon.
And that's all for Rebel Report. We'll see you next time.
And cut! I got 2 minutes to get to the Mac Center before the game starts.
Welcome to The Rundown. I'm this week's host, Connor Torres. Joining me today is Jacob Teller and Murado Maish. The draft is behind us, so what better time to talk about a draft recap? So guys, I wanted to ask you guys who won the draft in your guys' opinion and why?
So I think there were many winners in this year's draft. Everybody got good picks. Everybody improved on their team, but I think the top two winners in my book are the Jets and the Ravens. I mean, the Jets had 3 first-round picks. They were never really a strong contender in the league, so I feel like this year they really improved on a lot of their assets, and I feel like they're going to come out pretty dangerous next year. And obviously the Ravens, I mean, they had 11 draft picks, 2 were in the first round. They improved on their O-line, which has been a problem for a really long time. So I feel like they were a really big winner in this year's draft as well.
Yeah, to add to his point, the Jets had 3 first-round picks. They brought in Garrett Wilson. First off, they got Sauce Gardner for their first pick. And then they just added to their line. And I feel like when you can add to both sides of the ball in the draft, all with 3 first-round picks, you automatically win the draft. And then not only that, but the Ravens had Kyle Hamilton slip to the 14th pick. And I think with that kind of, strong safety to add to that secondary that they already have, Marlon Humphrey, they got Marcus Peters, and then Marcus Williams. I mean, they're just going to be stepping up as the top team in the North, just like they were 2 years ago.
Okay, cool. Do you guys think some of the trades that happened, particularly Marquise Brown and AJ Brown, how do you think that helped those teams out if they won the trade in that?
Well, I believe the Titans for sure. They lost a big-time wide receiver, and the Eagles capitalized on that. I mean, yeah, they lost the draft pick, but they still got Jacoby Dean in the 3rd round. They still added to their team while getting one of the best wide receivers on the market. And Marquise Brown, I think that surprised a lot of people, but at the end of the day, the Cardinals picked up another wide receiver to add to that arsenal of wide receivers they already have. And Kyler Murray really has a great group of wide receivers. So.
Yeah, I mean, I was extremely shocked with the Hollywood Brown trade. I mean, I felt like him and Lamar Jackson got along very well. And the fact that he's going to the Cardinals now, that with DeAndre Hopkins being out for the first couple of games, I feel like he's going to fill into his shoes. And when DeAndre Hopkins comes back, it's going to be very dangerous with Kyle Murray. And I feel like it's just, I mean, the Ravens got a decent amount of draft picks in return, but it very much surprised me because I felt like him and Lamar Jackson got along very well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And then UNLV alum Charles Williams, he has a tryout with the Pittsburgh Steelers. How do you think that feels?
I don't think that could have been even a more perfect fit for Charles Williams out of any of the 32 teams. I mean, he's going to be paired with, if he makes the team, of course, he can be paired with Benny Snell and Devin McFarland, I believe that's his name. And, honestly, both of them are on their last contract year. And Charles Williams could fit in as a rookie and back up Najee Harris on that team.
All right, cool. That's all the time for this episode of The Rundown. More Rebel Report right after this.
Rebel Report UNLV.com has everything you're looking for when it comes to Las Vegas news, sports, and current events. All articles are written by a handful of talented local writers who keep up on everything Las Vegas, from UNLV athletics to Vegas Golden Knights, UFC, and many, many more. You can even view videos and photos from your favorite Las Vegas events in a special folder found on the site. So go check out rebelreport.com and see what we have to offer.
UNLV football finished up its spring practices and is now looking ahead to the third season under the direction of head coach Marcus Arroyo. Here's a look into how the roster development has gone underway and what we can hope to see coming fall.
UNLV football has wrapped up spring football practices. The Rebels are entering their third season under Marcus Arroyo and are excited with the roster development over spring practices and have seen the team improve with internal competition on the field.
That's one of the main goals we talked about was the roster. We've improved that with some additions we've made. We've got guys on the team who are older and more developed, and so that's going to raise the competitiveness overall. And so I think, together in that regard, you get a chance to see rooms really compete and really elevate the level.
The defense has done a really good job giving us so many different looks, especially looks that we're really going to see in the season. So I think that with their kind of scheme that they got going on over there is really going to help us offensively. And I think it's a two-way street. The offense that we run and the defense that they run, we're just basically making each other better. Woods, with the addition of Coach Woods, he's been helping us gel a lot more together. Our chemistry's a lot higher. And I think with him, we were able to, use the tools that he's given us to, make the best decision that we want to do on the field. So it was good.
It gives us a good look and a good opportunity to understand, the level of competition we're going to be playing against come fall. So, it's been great going both ways, and, we make a play, they make a play, and, it's just the Rebels win. So.
Bautanu and Ajike are 2 of 6 Rebel captains entering spring. They have been tagged with the responsibility of driving home Arroyo's message of having the program change from coach-fed to player-led, and are embracing that challenge.
When you're put in that position, it's like, people are dependent on you, and whether I wake up and, I'm extra tired or it doesn't matter, Once I step foot in the building, my teammates expect me to be a certain way as a leader, and I expect the same from them. So, it goes both ways, and you kind of lean on your other leaders as well, people like Leaf, people like Jeff, Cam Oliver, guys like that. You lean on each other, and the team goes as far as the leaders go, but it takes all of us. It has to come from us. So it's been a good emphasis on that throughout this entire spring and even before that. And, just leaders really stepping up, and you can tell that it's becoming a player-led program, and that's the direction we're trying to go.
You can feel the energy on how practice is going, whether it's good or bad. And usually coach challenges us to find those points where it's down. And when we feel those points are down, we got to, snap out of it. And as players, as leaders, we need to see that and, get our team out of that slump.
Arroyo sees the team embracing its leaders and his message. He knows it will be a crucial part of the team's success come fall.
I think it's at an improved level. I think it's where we'd hoped we'd be in regards to moving forward in this spring. Now there's another level of it. Now there's the player-led practice phase of it, where we can't be out there, and they have player-led practices in the summer starting in June that they get to operate themselves. But that phase of leadership on those guys who are wearing the C on their jersey is important. And I think AJ is the perfect example of a guy that we've demanded a lot of, and he's done a good job accepting that role.
The summer will comprise of player-led workouts and getting incoming players acclimated to the program. Fall camp will begin in August, and UNLV's first game will be on September 3rd against Idaho State.
Fans and students are going to be eager to come back to Allegiant Stadium this fall to see the progress of the team this upcoming season.
The individual players that make up a team come together so closely they can sometimes form a sibling-like bond between them. But what happens when 2 players on the same team actually are siblings? We take a closer look at 2 Rebels on the UNLV softball team who share more than just a name on the front of their jersey.
I'm a big family over everything type of person. We always joke around about it, and we're always just like, oh, family over everything, whatever. But I think it does help a lot with like school, softball, like all of the above, just getting through things with somebody by your side who's going through the same thing.
This is the story of Mia and Alyssa Trejo, sisters by blood but teammates by choice. Mia, a fifth-year senior, and Alyssa, a junior, brought their talents to UNLV in hopes of turning around a struggling program. Though their paths led them to the Vegas Valley, their story begins 400 miles away in Tucson, Arizona, with one very important component as the centerpiece of everything: family. With Dad serving as the coach, counselor, and mentor, the Trejo sisters blossomed into stars on the diamond and the jewels of Mom and Dad's eyes. Mom could hardly hold back the tears as she reflected upon her daughter's achievements.
We are so very proud of them.
Not only to have both girls, playing college ball with everything that we've gone through, all the work and sacrifice that it takes to get them to that level, but to find out they were going to be playing together was just extra special and just really what a true blessing that was.
My dad's a really hard worker, straight up stand-up guy, old school guy too. So he's got all those old school qualities of just like hard work, honesty, respect.
Always the life lessons.
Yes, always. I definitely know we've turned this program around together, and I wouldn't change this experience for the world. I'm super thankful for my parents for, just raising us a little bit differently than I've kind of noticed, I guess, like in the new world today, and I'm super, super thankful for that.
We love watching them play, but when you guys say they're such great people, that is more important to us than what great players they are. And it's just great to hear that people see that in them, that love in them. That's more important to us than how great of players they are, but we love that part too.
As Mia's career draws to a close, one has to wonder what kind of legacy the All-Mountain West first baseman hopes to leave behind.
Personally, for me, that one's kind of easy for me because I've been thinking about this a lot. Not just that question a lot, but just like about what I leave here as I'm finishing up. And honestly, I want people to remember the way we were as people. I just want people to remember us, me, my family, as just good, all around, genuine people who are kind, loving, someone who just worked hard and dove right in and gave UNLV softball everything she had.
I enjoyed high school ball a lot, and the 2 years I got to play with her, can we start over?
What a wonderful family. Congratulations, Mia, on your tremendous career with the Rebels, and we wish Alyssa the best of luck in her quest to lead UNLV to the conference championship next season. The next story features Dwayne Knight, the legendary men's golf coach here at UNLV. Here's more about his impressive career leading the Rebels.
The university that produces 47 All-Americans, a National Player of the Year, a National Freshman of the Year, a U.S. Amateur Champion, 3 Public Links Champions, 4 Walker Cup participants, and 8 Palmer Cup representatives, along with 3 former Rebels that went on to represent the U.S. in the Ryder Cup, have to give credit to a person who bred all of these amazing golfers. Meet Dwayne Knight, one of the most successful college golf coaches in the history of the sport, leading the Rebels to success since the fall of 1987 in his 33rd season now as the leader of the UNLV men's golf program. His list of accomplishments goes on, most notably leading the Rebels to a team national title in 1988. Let's get to know a little more about where he comes from. An accomplished golfer on his own, Knight played 4 seasons at New Mexico, 1966 through 69, and played in the 1967 team that won the WAC championship and placed 9th at Nationals. Knight then spent 5 years, 1972 to 77, on the PGA Tour, winning his first tournament, the Southwest PGA Championship, as early as his second season. After leaving the tour, Knight replaced Dick McGuire as New Mexico's head coach in 1978. Knight remains a member of the Professional Golfers Association.
Coach Knight's been here for 34 years, I think, something like that, and has led a lot of teams. Won one of our school's national championships. One of our two, basketball and golf, are the only two that have one as a team. But so his just kind of Hall of Fame status was definitely a big draw. The program's success, and the year before I got here, we made match play, which is really cool, and we had made nationals like 4 years in a row, I think. Had won conference 2 years prior to me getting here, and then we won my freshman year. So there's a lot of success in our program.
This happened to be when we won the tournament on front page of the sports here in Las Vegas.
As if being a legendary coach wasn't enough, Coach Knight has spent time in the Las Vegas community by being active in charitable efforts benefiting the Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation and the Caring Place, a program dedicated to easing the journey of adults diagnosed with cancer as well as their caregivers. Everybody is speaking of Coach Knight and his amazing career, but what does he think about it? In an interview about his time at UNLV, Coach Knight said, "I'm very proud of what we have accomplished here at UNLV in my time. I can remember the first time we qualified for nationals in 1989 and how excited we were just to make it there. Now I feel like we have moved to the next level where our players expect to go to nationals and are ready to compete for the national championship every year. Coach Knight has been appraised as one of the all-time greats, and we are so happy to call him a Rebel for life."
We all want to thank Coach Knight for all he has done for UNLV and for the Las Vegas community.
That'll do it for this season of Rebel Report. Please check out our YouTube page for a few extra stories that we put together.
Rebel Report will be back next season with a whole new crew. We hope everyone enjoyed this season. Have a great summer break.